Hamilton Hawkins Howze was born in West Point, New York, while his father, Major General Robert Lee Howze, an 1888 West Point graduate, was serving as Commandant of West Point. He was a developer and advocate of helicopter-borne air mobility warfare. Early career: Howze attended West Point, graduating in the class of 1930. He was commissioned into the 6th Cavalry. In World War II he served as the commanders of 2nd Battalion, 13th Armour Regiment, 13th Armour Regiment, 1st Armoured Division, Italy. After the war, Howze served as the G3 of the 1st Armoured Division in 1946. 3 years later he attended the National War College, which was followed by an assignment in the office of the G2 from 1949 to 1952. After promotion to Brigadier General in 1952, he became Assistant Commanding General, 2nd Armored Division, European Command, until 1954. Air Mobile. Howze is recognized as the intellectual force behind the concept of air mobility and current U.S. Army aviation doctrine. While serving as the first Director of Army Aviation Department of the Army, from 1955 to 1958, he developed new tactical principles for the employment of Army aviation, and was instrumental in helping the Aviation Center and School become fully established in its new home at Fort Rucker, Alabama. He then became Commanding General of the 82d Airborne Division. In 1961, as chairman of the Tactical Mobility Requirements Board, Howze led the development in airmobile theory and doctrine. The Army's adoption of the recommendations in the Howze Board changed mobile warfare. Its revolutionary concepts, based on the use of aviation, changed military attitudes in a similar manner to the way the tank affected ideas on mobility 50 years earlier. 2 years later the 11th Air Assault Division was formed to test and validate these concepts. As a result of Howze's leadership, foresight and perception, 2 air mobile divisions were eventually established. These divisions, which still adhere to the fundamentals of Howze's air mobility doctrine, have gone on to provide mobile and combined arms capabilities that are required in today's ground combat conditions. Howze is credited with starting the convention of naming U.S. Army helicopter types after Native American tribes, because he found the names suggested by the manufacturers too insipid. The Bell H-13, which had already been in service for some years, was renamed Sioux at his suggestion, and the tradition continues to the present day. Final commands. Lt.G. Howze served as the commander of the 18th Airborne Corps from 1961–1962 and briefly acting commanding general, 3rd Army from 1962–1963. His last assignment was as Commanding General, 8th Army, Commander-in-Chief of U.S. Forces in Korea, a 4-star United Nations command position involving U.S. and ROK troops, from 1963 to 1965. General Howze retired from active duty in 1965 to Fort Worth, Texas. Retirement. Howze remained active after leaving the Army and became an executive and consultant for Bell Helicopter in Fort Worth. As a 1957 charter member of the Army Aviation Association of America, he served for 4 years as the organization's senior vice president and president. He was also a member of the Army Aviation Hall of Fame and was the chairman of the AAA's Board of Trustees. He died on December 8, 1998, and was buried next to his father at the United States Military Academy Post Cemetery. Hamilton H. Howze Gunnery Award. The Howze Gunnery Award is presented by the AAAA and is sponsored by Rockwell International Corporation, and is presented annually to the top R1 and AMP R64 crew in the annual Gen Hamilton H. Howze Gunnery Competition. Past awardees include CW2 John S. Van Buren and AMP 1 LT Michael J. Blatz, B Company, 1st Battalion, 3rd AVN Regiment, 2nd Armored DIV, APO-NY, W01 Jose E. Treyeda and AMP, CW2 John L. Kirchville, R1 Crew, C in AMP, DTRPS, 1-7 Cavalry, 1st Gav DIV, FD. Hood, TX, and CW2 Jarrett R. Brewer and AMP, W01 Kevin E. Smith, R64 Crew, C Troop, 6th Gav Rect, FD. Hood, TX. Awards and decorations. Army Aviator Badge, Airborne Badge, Army Distinguished Service Medal, Silver Star, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star with Valor Device, Italian Military Valor Cross, South Korean Tong-il Medal, 1962 Ars International Vertical Flight Society Honorary Fellow, 1974 Army Aviation Association of America Hall of Fame, inductee. Popular culture. General Howze was represented in a fictional account of W.E.B. Griffin's Brotherhood of War series of books as General H. Howard.